King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. Yeah, it's worth talking about. Welcome to Rocket Reviews. Today we're talking about King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. This is another big action-adventure movie for 2017. It's a new Guy Ritchie movie, and you totally can feel Guy Ritchie's fingerprints all over this movie, as you should do. He's the director, but it totally feels like a Guy Ritchie movie. This film has a budget of $175 million. Yeah, we'll come back to that one. It stars Charlie Hunnam as King Arthur himself. We've also got Jude Law as the evil, nefarious uncle. And we have Eric Bana playing Arthur's dad. And there's a great supporting cast. Lots of people you go, oh, it's him, oh, it's them, and oh yeah. And they're all great. It's even got David Beckham in it, which I didn't realise. I'm sitting there watching the film and I'm thinking, is that David Beckham down there? And turns out he was, which is, and he didn't suck. He was actually okay, which is always a bonus when you're watching a film like this. So it very much, I would say, loosely sticks to the legend of King Arthur. It does kind of go off and do its own kind of thing, but I like where the film kind of went. It incorporated kind of the main key points of the legend, or referred to them, or made reference, or somehow. So it pulled in all the sort of the key bits, if you like, that we know of the legend. But it somehow spun them in a different way. And it did it in a very English way. There was lots of great Guy Ritchie moments. There was a lovely moment near the beginning of the film where there's the banter going on between these characters. Very kind of sort of London Cockney, lots of accent, lots of dodgy names for people, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a Guy Ritchie movie. There was also an awful lot of magic. I mean, there was like these enormous elephants that are like 100 feet tall and all kinds of crazy stuff going on, which really added to the visual spectacle that this movie did, because it did look like, wow, yeah, I'm watching a big budget, big effects, everything was big, which you kind of expect for the money that they've spent. The pacing was good. I didn't sort of really find myself kind of, looking at my watch and thinking, oh, is it going to get good? No. It sort of bounced along quite nicely. And when it did slow down, it felt like that was the right time to slow down, because it was doing a different bit, or it had a different thing or a different sort of theme going on, and then it would pick up and the story was away again. So I liked the pacing. It flowed well. So when it did sort of reference back to previous things, you knew you didn't have to have something on the screen saying, oh, and this was a dream, or this was this, or this was that. No, it just all worked. You got exactly what was going on, which isn't always easy to be said. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Batman versus Superman, because none of that made sense. So what were the things that maybe, well, let's go back to the main bit that seems to blow my mind and maybe other people's, is $175 million. How the hell did you spend that much money on this? It's a good movie, but 175 million, it's a real shame, because it's not making that much money back, and they're talking in terms of enormous flop, and the film, it doesn't deserve to be an enormous flop, but they just spent more money, like a lot more money. I mean, this is a lot bigger budget than The Mummy, which we just talked about, and yet the special effects in that would, I think, just as good as the special effects in this. Yeah, this made things look big, but if you're doing it on a computer, anything can look big, it can look small. It's a computer. It doesn't. I don't really felt like it. It really just. It's just too much. It's too much. And by having that bigger budget, it needed to be just like a whole new, just mind-blowing thing. And it's good. I don't know if it's utterly mind-blowing, but for $175 million, it bloody well needed to be. And I think the other point as well, the marketing was I don't know, to me the marketing, it didn't nail on. It's like, oh, we're going to focus on like it being funny and the banter, and then we're going to focus on this, and I think they tried to focus on so many things. Nobody really got into, well, what is this movie about? because the marketing didn't give it that focus. And I think also the timing, it was coming out with, you know, right up against Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, obviously that film is going to romp away and be massive. And if you've got a family, if you want to go and see, you might not have enough money to go and see that many movies. You're going to go and see Guardians of the Galaxy, which pretty much everybody did. And that hurt this film. So I feel that the film has not done as well as it should have done, but that's not the fault of the film. It's not the fault of the cast. One could argue that Charlie Hunnam, I thought he was good as Arthur. I liked him as the character, but does he have, at this stage in his career, that really big box office draw to support a $175 million movie? Well, clearly not, because it isn't making the money. So something's wrong. But I mean, I would be more tempted to blame the marketing and the timing than the actual, than you know, what Charlie Hunnam did, because I thought he did a pretty good job. But he doesn't have the blockbuster name as yet. Maybe in 2 or 3 years he will have that name to get those people in. But as of today, yeah. So, but anyway, that to one side. That's not really representative of the film. Is the film worth seeing? Absolutely. It was a great film, no doubt about it. I saw it with my kids. We all loved it. We all came away going, oh wow, that was brilliant. We had a great fun time. So definitely, for me, it's a 5-star movie. It's not the most epic of 5-star movies, but I just really enjoyed it. I had fun. And if you go to the cinema, I want to go and have fun. I want to be enjoyed and entertained. And the film thoroughly entertained me. So yeah, definitely worth seeing. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.